Okay, welcome back to Binomial Theorem, Part 3. My first example here we're finding the fifth term in. This means the fifth term from the left in the expansion of x plus 3y raised to the 8. So, how are we going to do this? Well, my suggestion is you do it one part of the puzzle at a time. I'm going to start off with the coefficient. Now we know because this is raised to the 8 that it's going to be 8 choose, and now I just got to count my way over. The first term would be a 0. The second term would be a 1. Third term would be a 2. Fourth term would be a 3. Fifth term is going to be a 4. All right, so all we have to do is go to the calculator and go 8 choose 4. Turns out it's 70. All right. Next thing we got to do is the x. Well, that's pretty easy because it's just going to be x raised to the, now the first term would be raised to the 8. Second term would be to the 7. Third term to the 6. The fourth term to the 5. And the fifth term would be raised to the 4. So we know it's going to be x to the 4. And lastly, what about 3y? Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to remember that the two parts of your binomial, the exponents, have to add up to the exponent that it's all being raised to. So if that's a 4, I know that's going to be a 4. It kind of saves you doing a lot of the counting and working your way over. All right, let's expand that out. 3 raised to the 4, that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. And then we'd have a y to the 4. Well, now I'm going to put these three parts of it all together. So what does that term look like? Well, it's going to be 70 times x to the 4 times 81 y to the 4. And now I'm not going to leave it as 70 times 81. I'm going to multiply the two numbers together. So I get 5,670 x to the 4 y to the 4. All right, there it is. This is term number 5, fifth term from the left. And that takes me to my last example. So let's clear off the screen. And my last example looks like this. We're going to find term 4 in the following. And it looks like this. We've got 2p minus q raised to the 12. So it's the same kind of stuff. Just got to be careful in counting your way over. So let's start with the coefficient. We know it's going to be 12 choose. And once you do enough of these, you start seeing the pattern, right? It's going to be 1 less than the term you're after. So this is going to be 3. And that's because term 1 actually starts with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. And that's your fourth term. So 12 choose 3 equals 220. All right, we're just zipping through this stuff now. Okay, what about the 2p stuff? Well, this is going to be 2p raised to the first term is 12, second term is 11, third term is 10, and the fourth term is 9. So we're going to get a big number here. 2 to the 9 is 512. And then we have p to the 9. And then we have the negative q. Okay, so we have negative q. And remember, the easy way to do this is to say these two exponents have to add up to the exponent that I'm raising the binomial to. So this would have to be a 3, which means it'll be a negative q cubed. Yeah. Okay, let's put it all together. We've got 220 times 512p to the 9 times negative q cubed. All right, so let's put the negative with the 512 and the 220. Gives us a great big coefficient, negative 112,640. Then there's a p to the 9 and a q cubed. And there it is, the fourth term. So that's where I'm going to stop. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.